Good morning, student. I welcome you to my English channel, and today I'm going to teach you the poem The Ant and the Cricket. Okay, and I think this both the things, the ant and the cricket, is familiar to you. And we every day we see, every time we see, anywhere it is anywhere very hard working animal, and cricket is a insect. So students, this is a fable. Okay, so first of all you should know what is a fable. A fable is a story, and I think you should all note it down. Okay, fable is a story often with animals as characters that conveys a moral. So what is a fable? Fable is a story often with animals as characters that conveys a moral. All right. Now, a fable is a story. Once again, I repeat. Okay. So this is not. This poem is in the form of a story only, and generally it has animal as the characters, and it conveys a moral to us. The poem about an ant and a cricket contains an idea of far-reaching significance, which is as true of a four-legged cricket as of a two-legged one. Now, children, in the last of the poem say about two things. One is four-leg of cricket, that is the insects of which we are reading the poem, and what about two-legged one? So, two-legged one crickets are the human being. Instead of addressing human being, he is telling two-legged animal. That is, he is indicating this to the human being. Surely you have seen a cricket that has two legs. That means we human beings, we are also compared to the cricket, and of course children, we are having two legs here. So a silly young cricket accustomed to sing let me read the poem first. A silly young cricket accustomed to sing through the warm sunny months of gay summer and spring began to complain when he found that at home his cupboard was empty and winter has come. Not a crumb to be found on the snow-covered ground. Not a flower could he see, not a leaf on a tree. Oh, what will become, says the cricket, of me? At last by starvation and famine made bold, all dripping with wet and all trembling with cold, away he set off to a miserly ant, to see if to keep him alive he would grant him shelter from rain and a mouthful of grain. He wished only to borrow, he would repay if tomorrow. If not, he must die of starvation and sorrow. Says the ant to the cricket, I'm your servant and friend, but we ants never borrow, we ants never lend. But tell me, dear cricket, did you lay nothing by when the weather was warm? Quoth the cricket, not I. My heart was so light that I sang day and night, for all nature looked gay. You sang, sir, you say? Go then, says the ant, and dance the winter away. Thus ending, he hastily lifted the wicket, and out of the turned the poor little cricket. Folks call this a fable. I will warrant it true. Some cricket had four legs, and some have too. A nice poem, okay, adopted from Aesop's Fables. Now let me tell you about the background of the story. So what is the background of the story, student? This I am going to tell you the whole background in short. Okay. The silly young cricket was fun loving. So now I'm going to tell you the background, and once again I start. The silly young cricket was fun loving. He loved merry making. He used to sing all through the pleasant sunny months of summer and spring. So a cricket was there. He used to love fun, and whole sunny months of summer and spring, what he used to do? He used to sing. He was short-sighted. He did not bother to store food for the rainy season and cold winter. When the earth was covered with ice and snow, he found that he had nothing to eat. There were no flowers and no leaves on the trees. He grew nervous. Starvation could be seen over his face. Well, now he was starving. He did not save anything for eat throughout the winter, summer and spring. He enjoyed, danced, sang, and now he was in problem. Wet with the rain and shivering with cold, the hungry cricket went to an ant to get shelter and food. He made it clear that he would return the borrowed grain the next day. The miserly ant said humbly that he was a servant and friend of the cricket. But as a matter of principle, the ant neither borrow nor lend. So when he went to his friend, what did he say? He said, we ant never borrow and we never lend. So children, straight away his friend told that we never borrow, we never lend, and wet with the rain and shivering with cold, the hungry cricket went to an ant to get shelter and food, but straight away he refused. What did he say? He made it clear that he would return the borrowed grain the next day. Now children, the cricket told him the very next day he would return all the grain, whatever he is taking, how much he is taking, he would return that grain. He made it clear that he would return the borrowed grain the next day. The miserly ant said humbly that he was the servant and friend of the cricket. Now children, that ant, he told that he is the friend, and the miserly ant said humbly that he was a servant and friend of the cricket. But as a matter of principle, the ant never borrow and they never lend anything. Okay, straight away the ant told the ant never borrow and never lend anything. He asked why he never bothered to store something for the rainy day. So, and he also asked, why friend, why did not you bother to gather anything for the rainy day? We all know that during the times of rainy season we don't get anything. The cricket admitted that he had been careless and foolish. So the cricket told him definitely he had been very foolish and he had been very careless. He enjoys the beauty of summer and sang merrily. So he said that throughout the summer he sang the beauty of the summer and he sang merrily. The ant then told him bluntly to go and dance all winter. He turned the poor cricket out. So he told him to go and dance all winter. He turned the poor cricket out. So, and he told that throughout the winter you can now you can dance all winter. And by saying this, he told him to go out, as it was his principle also not to borrow and not to give anything to him. So now children, we will be doing the explanation of the poem. Okay, so let's do the explanation. Now, first part. So I would be writing the meaning of the difficult word also. So a silly young cricket accustomed to sing. A silly means foolish. A custom used to. A custom means used to. Through the warm sunny months, sunny is warm. And then the next word is gay. Gay means cheering or happy. Begin to complain when he found that. Complain means criticize. Okay, so now I've written the difficult word meaning and I will be revising. Silly means foolish, accustomed means used to, sunny means warm, gay means cheering or happy, complain means criticize. So here children you can say, now I will be explaining you the meaning. A silly young cricket, that means a foolish young cricket was there. Okay, and he was accustomed to singing. He used to sing day and night, especially during the time of summer. Through the warm sunny months of gay summer. And children, which season he used to sing too much? It was a warm months of happy summer and spring. So now children, I am going to say about that a silly young cricket accustomed to sing. Now he was used to sing through the warm sunny months of gay summer and spring. Began to complain when he found that at home his cupboard was empty and winter has come. Not a crumb to be found on the snow-covered ground. Not a flower could he see, not a leaf on a tree. Not a crumb to be found. What is the meaning of crumb? Piece of bread. Now first let me explain about the first paragraph. A silly young cricket who was used to singing through the warm sunny months of grey summer and spring, and whole summer he used to sing. Began to complain when he found that at home his cupboard was empty and winter was come. So his cupboard, now children, he suddenly found that his cupboard was empty and the winter was come. Not a crumb to be found on the snow-covered ground, not a flower could he see, not a leaf on a tree. Not a crumb to be found. Now children, his cupboard was empty, his cupboard was empty and winter was come. He began to complain when he found that at home his whole cupboard was empty. He could not, because whole summer he sang and he danced, he enjoyed, he did not save anything for the summer. So when children winter came, his cupboard was empty, not a crumb to be found. Now a few new words which I am going to write. Not a crumb. Crumb. Not a crumb to be found, says the cricket, of me, at last by starvation. Starvation is dying of hunger. Starvation is dying of hunger, and famine, critical time, okay, adverse nature. FAMR. Critical time. Not a crumb to be found, not a piece of bread was to be found anywhere on the snow covered ground. It was winter, everywhere it was snow. Okay, the whole ground was covered with snow. So, not a flower could he see, not a leaf on the tree. The situation was such a critical that he could not see flower anywhere. He could not see children, not a flower, not a leaf on the tree. Everywhere it was snow. So he was. It was a worst time for him. He could not find any flower. He could not find any leaf on the tree. He could not see a crumb of bread on the snow-covered ground. Oh, what will become, says the cricket, of me? The cricket says, what will become of me? At last, by starvation and famine made bold. Oh, what will become? Become means happen, says the cricket, of me. So, happen here means become. So what he is telling what will, how I'm going to survive, what will happen of me. There's no food anywhere. The whole ground is covered with snow. Not even a flower and a leaf can be seen. So he is telling that it is very difficult for me, how I am going to survive. At last, by so children, the above line had been taken from the poem The Ant and the Cricket. And the why does the poet call the cricket foolish? The cricket call them foolish um, because he is a short-sighted. Why did the cricket do all summer month? He sang, he enjoyed whole summer month. And why did he become sad? He became sad because he was hungry. He did not have anything to eat, and he don't know where to find it, because everywhere the ground was covered with snow. It was winter time, so he could not have anything to eat. He was very much worried. What does the phrase accustomed to mean? The phrase accustomed to means used to. The phrase accustomed to means used to. So not a crumb to be found on the snow covered ground. So crumb is a piece of bread, and become means happen. So what does the phrase snow covered indicate? It was the snow covered indicate that it was winter time. What was the problem with the cricket? So the problem with the cricket was that he had nothing to eat. Why was he facing such a problem? Because he did not make provision for food for the cold and wet month. Now, what impression do you get about the cricket? He was short-sighted, lazy person without thinking about future. What does the word crumb in the above stanza mean? A piece of bread. So children, this is all the two paragraph I have told you. At last, by starvation and famine made bold. Starvation is dying of hunger. Okay. dying due to hunger. This is starvation, dying due to hunger. Famine. Critical time. Critical time. Then made bold, have courage. Dripping with wet. Wet in rain. Trembling, shivering. Set off, made his way. Made his way. Miserly, stingy, alive, a living being, grand. So, children, so now children, oh, what will become? Says the cricket of me. Now, cricket was very much worried. He asked what will become of me, how I'm going to survive. I could not get any food. I'm feeling very much hungry. I will die. So what will become? Says the cricket of me. At last, by starvation and famine, made a bold. Finally, he started dying due to hunger and famine because adverse nature condition. He knew that he would die unless he would not take any bold step. He would die. So he took a bold step. All dripping with wet. Dripping with wet. Wet in a rain. Dripping in wet means wet in a rain. So he was all wet in the rainfall. He thought he would go to his friend's house in the rainfall only. He went and all trembling with cold. He was trembling with cold. He started trembling with cold. Away he set off to a miserly ant. And he went towards the ant who was miser. Okay, miser means he did not want to spend anything. Okay, so I would like the meaning of these three new words. Miser, who did not want to spread anything. Miser. Now, all he set off to a miserly ant to see if to keep him alive he would grant. Grant means so children, he went to his friend. Who was his friend? The friend was ant. She was a bit miser. Okay, she did not want to give anything. So he went there, and he told her uh, to see if to keep him alive he would grant. Now he went to the ant, and he know that his friend ant would grant him means give him something to eat to keep him alive, him shelter from a rain. He was so hopeful, he know that his friend will shelter him, give him shelter also to protect him from rain also. He would grant, and he would surely give him shelter from rain and a mouthful of grain. Mouthful is a little. So he knew that his friend would give him a mouthful of grain. He would give him shelter also. Okay. Now he wished only to borrow. He would repay it tomorrow. The repay is return. He told his friend that whatever he will be taking from him, he would repay him. He would give him the next day. Whenever he will have, he will give everything to the next day to him. If not, he must die of starvation and sorrow. And he is telling that if he will not give him anything to eat, he would die of starvation and sorrow. Says the ant to the cricket, I am your servant and friend. Now children, these are very important lines. The ant says to the cricket, I am your servant and your friend. Okay. But we ants never borrow, we ants never lend. This is the most important line, children. The ant is saying, but it is our principle. It is our principle of life that we never borrow anything from anybody and we never give anything to anybody. So this is the principle of our life. But tell me, dear cricket, now, but the ant is also, she's telling why he's asking, everybody has collected something. So she's telling, tell me, dear cricket, did you lay nothing by when the weather was warm? That did you lay nothing? Did you keep nothing when the weather was warm? Quoth the cricket, not I. So the cricket told, he quoted. Okay. What does he quote? He told, quote means he told, not I. I did not keep, I did not borrow anything. I did not keep anything. So, what does he stand for here? Cricket. Who does he stand for? Cricket. What does the cricket want from the ant? The cricket want from the, what does the cricket want from the ant? He want shelter from rain and food to survive. What did he promise? He promised to repay the loan the next day. What does the word mouthful means? Mouthful means here a little. So she told that I want a bit mouthful of grain, I want a little grain. Says the ant to the cricket, I am your servant and friend, but we went never borrow, we never lend. So straightforward, the ant told that they never borrow and they never lend anything. But tell me, dear cricket, when the weather was warm, quoth the cricket, weather was warm, quoth the cricket, not I. So, what were you were doing when the weather was warm? The cricket told him, not I. The heart was so light that I sang day and night. The cricket, he told that I was feeling very happy, tension free. So light means tension free, relaxed. Okay. And I sang whole day and night. For all nature looked gay. Nature looked very gay. Nature, it was very. I was very happy. The whole nature was looking beautiful. You sang, sir. You say. Now, children, the ant was surprised. He told what type of insect he is. All the insect, they worried about their future, and he was simply spend his time in singing. And he saw for all nature look gay. You sang, sir. You say, go then, says the ant, and dance the winter away. Now he told you can go and dance the winter away. So children, the ant say, I dance the winter away. That means the ant say it's very surprising that you dance the winter away. That you spend your entire winter. She's so angry. She's telling you go and spend entire winter also in dancing because you have already wasted in your time in the summer period. And ending, he hastily lifted the wicket. And children, hastily, in a hurry, he lifted the wicket, and out of the door turned the poor little cricket. He told to just go out of his house instead of arguing and begging him. You can enjoy in the winter also. Folk call this a fable. I will warrant it true. The ant is telling folk call this is a fable, but I will warrant. Warrant is justify. Warrant is justified, but I will say it's true. Some cricket have 4 legs and some have 2. That means there are many cricket who are who doesn't think about the future. They have 4 legs and some have 2. Now children, here he is taunting the human being also. He is telling just like cricket, there are many human beings are also there who never think about future. What quality of the ant is revealed in the ant? I am your servant and friend. It revealed that he is human. It reveals humility. Then why does the ant show such a gesture? Because he did not want to help the cricket. Why did the ant tell the cricket plainly? The ant did not believe in lending and borrowing. He told him plainly. What was the cricket fall? He did not store any food in the summer. That was his biggest fall. What does the phrase lay by in the above stanza mean? Lay by means save. My heart was so light that I sang day and night, for all nature looked gay. You sang, sir, you say, go then, says the ant, and dance the winter out. Now, thus ending, he hastily lifted the wicket. Children, this story is called by the people what? It's a facile. And what does the poet call this story to? Yes, because some human being too behave like cricket. What does the word fable means? Fable means a fast story with some moral value and some moral in it. So children, what is the moral? That we should always think of the future, and we should always think of the future and keep something ready for our future, whether it is a money or food or something like that. So those who did not do, they are like and they always suffer. So with this I end my video here. Thank you and have a nice day ahead.